Welcome back to our S4000 mini-series. Today, we're diving into two design features that are critical to consider before specifying your S4000, the coil box pit and the optional floor track. Let's get into the details. First up, the coil box pit. What is it, and why do you need it? Well, it's a 1.5-inch pit provided beneath the coil box. Inside, there are giant pipes that sit on top of a spinning plate. This plate is crucial to the functionality of the side coiling mechanism. However, in order to keep the curtain snug to the floor across your opening, we need that extra space to accommodate the plate's thickness. Fire doors like the S4000 need to maintain a clearance of at least 3/8 inch from the finished floor to the bottom of the curtain to be compliant. So, how do you create this pit? You can either dig out the concrete slab to create a recessed pit, or build up the finished floor to meet the base of the curtain. A pit isn't always necessary. If the construction or surrounding materials don't allow for it, you can simply raise the floor by 1.5 inches across the opening. In that case, the coil box can sit directly on top of what's there without issue. Here's a tip. Make sure your pit is slightly larger than the actual coil box. This leaves room for adjustments during installation, which is always a good practice. Now, onto the floor track. Why is it optional? Well, it's not needed for every installation. However, certain conditions call for it, so let's break it down. First, door height. If your S4000 exceeds 13 feet in height, a floor track will be recommended. There are other factors to consider, but height is usually the first requirement to kick in. Second, air pressure. Positive or negative air pressure, like from a HVAC system or a pressurized stair shaft, can impact door performance, even if the door isn't over 13 feet. In these cases, a floor track provides the stability needed to withstand those pressures and still deploy during an emergency. Remember that coil box pit? If your application requires a floor track, the pit size will need to be adjusted to a deeper 3 inches to account for the 1.5-inch floor track being added to the equation. If a floor track is part of your project, plan ahead. Make sure to leave at least a few inches on either side of the opening during flooring installation, if that's happening first. Coordination with other trades is essential for a seamless installation. Don't forget, floor tracks need regular servicing. They should be frequently cleaned, ensuring nothing gets in the way of your S4000's operation. Always rely on a McKeon-certified technician for this maintenance.
And those are the crucial items you need to know for the coil box pit and floor track applications. Two key design elements that can seriously impact how your project turns out if you don't plan ahead. In case you missed it, in the previous episode we covered the curved head track options and how the S4000 can contour a curve as small as 12 inches, which can really bring unmatched flexibility to your design. And coming up in episode 8, we're talking safety. We'll show you how the S4000 goes beyond just protecting your space. It keeps your occupants safe too. You won't want to miss this one. Stay tuned.